Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. Today we're talking Wild West Exodus, the last Roundup character card deck for Wild West Exodus. This is a massive tome of cards. I picked this up. They were closing it out. Looked really interesting, so I picked it up. So let's see what it says here. This box contains the last Roundup, a character card deck for Wild West Exodus. Wild West Exodus is an exciting, fast-paced 35mm miniature semi-skirmish game set in an alternative history post-Civil War era United States of America. New science collides with ancient malevolence, and technology powered by the very essence of evil itself moves to crush the hearts and minds of men. This was released by War Cradle Studios. And for more information, you're going to go to warcradlestudios.com. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Pop it right on the top. And we have, like I said, lots and lots of cards in here. We have a huge amount of cards here. Right, so we're going to start with one deck first and then move on to the other deck. We'll figure out where that one goes. Okay, so we have, like I said, huge decks of cards. Now there's actually 4 decks of cards that came in here. I opened them up just to make sure that they were all there, and I kind of organized them in a way that would be easier for you guys to see. Again, this is a skirmish-based game, and these cards give you characters to play in that game, and all the stats that you would ever need or require would be located on these cards. We're just going to take a couple at a time, and then we'll move on from there. So let's take a look at the first set here. I have the Wyatt Earp. This is one of your leaders that you would use, so it's a boss. So all the cards are set up exactly the same way. On the left-hand side, it tells you what faction or what group they're part of. It tells you the name. Now, Wyatt Earp can have a couple of different ones. He's a boss card and a legendary boss. So obviously, the legendary boss will have stronger stats than a regular boss would. So anytime you see where something says legendary and something says boss, it's going to be a difference between the two cards, okay? But if you look at all these cards, and again, I'm not going to read every card to you, but I'll show you samplings of each card. As we go through this, you're going to see that you have your lifeblood, which is marked right here, your influence, your halo. You also have all your stats right here, the cost to use this character. So if you're having a game where you're saying cost limits, let's just say you want to do, you're going to be using the Law Dogs, which is all these cards right here. Well, you can't use all these cards in a game. Your game would last you, how do we want to say, it would last you a bazillion years. So you want to make it competitive. Let's just say you want to have $1,000 or $2,000 in stats. Based on the cost of the characters, that would tell you how many characters you could play in your skirmish game. So if you had a 400 and you added in a 170 and you added in, you added in another 115, that would add up to, eventually when you get your right numbers, it would come up to 1,000. So then if you're fighting Pancho Villa in his group here, then he would match up cards that would match your cards, and you're going to have a battle. It's really that simple, and that's how it is. Again, these cards are helpful to have because rather than going in the rule book and searching up stats and everything else, you have all your main characters right here. These are some non-player characters, and they are also, again, they're all of the same faction, which helps you out because, you can use a variety of different characters during your quest or during your games. All right, so again, getting back to influence, halo, your stat line, the cost of how much it would, if you want to include this character in. Again, there's a difference between the boss cards and the legendary cards. So you see that the picture's different, a bunch of stuff different, and all the stats would be different. Down here, it tells you what the weapon that they would use, the Hellfire shotgun. It tells you the range, okay, how many you can carry, all that stuff, line of sight, thermite grenades. If he's just going to use his fist, obviously that's for when he's in battle. Magnum Peacemaker, range 28 inches. Over here, thermite grenades, you can throw it 6 inches. Hellfire shotgun could go up to 28 inches. So again, you're marking out how far your attacks can go. The fist is if you're going to be in close combat, obviously. And you flip it over, It gives you a bunch of special rules for each of your characters as well. Your unique attack command, forward echelon, close work, enemy blood. It says a dog master, and target lock. Also down there, it gives you information about the company that put out all this information. It was released in 2016 and 2017. So let's go through these cards real quick. This is your Law Dogs. Again, these are all your sheriffs right here. So you got Wyatt Earp, Bass Reeves, Warren Earp, Pat Garrett, Mick Ironclad, Marshall McLean, Virgil Earp, Doc Holliday, Morgan Earp, Wild Bill Hickok, Morgan Earp. So again, Morgan Earp, you got a legendary card, and over here we had him earlier too. You had legendary and normal. So if we take a look at this real quick, just put that card up here. If you look at this real quick, you got Morgan Earp legendary and an underboss. I'll see the stats. It's 5, 4, 2, 3, 4 plus, 4 plus, 6 plus. Those seem the same. A is 4. This is 1 plus. Cost 200, 170. Influence is 3. Halo is 1.5, not just 1. It's got more lifeblood, so you can tell right off the bat. Okay. And what's great about this too, if you use any cards, other cards that they have for the Wild West Exodus game, right here it tells you which card deck your card comes from. So if you get them mixed up during the game, right here it tells you which box it goes into. So that's always very, very helpful. I love that when card companies or game companies put information on the cards, that in case you get things mixed up, you can figure out what card goes with. Like, there's nothing more that's more frustrating that you have a deck of cards and you're not sure, well, which deck does it go to, which box does it go to. I hate that. So when you have something like that on there, right on the front, that's awesome sauce to me. So anyway, moving on, we've got UR30. It's a Lawbot. It's a robot. UR30 Lawbot again. Grace Myrtle. Another Lawbot. UR31 this time. It's a Lawbot. It's a sidekick, and again, it costs you a lot less money than one of your heroes would, obviously. You've got another Lawbot. You've got Rebecca Koppel, who is a sidekick. Again, costs us 115, all stats and all that stuff. And again, special powers are on the back. You got Missy Copley. And you have Rebecca Copley. So you have Deputy Beringer. You've got Carl Fredrickson. You've got Judge K. Stern. You got Close Combat Deputy. He's a hired hand. Then you got sidekicks. You got hired hands. You got bosses. You got underbosses. All those things are listed right on your cards. Sidekicks, and all the cards, from all the different factions I'm going to show you today, have all the same information on them. Again. Okay, you got sidekicks again, sidekick again, sidekick again, sidekick, and now we got hired hands. We got Close Combat Deputy, and as you can tell, $10, they're cheap. So if you're going to use him, 400, and you want to do a bunch of these guys, you can do that. All right, again, Lifeblood is A, B, C, D, E, and it's a hired hand. Information with his special abilities on the back. So you got a bunch of those guys. You got a hired hand here too. You got another hired hand, another hired hand. You got Close Combat Ranger. Oh, hold on a second. You had a Close Combat Deputy. Hit 2 of those. Then you had a Long Range Deputy. Close Combat Ranger. 2 of those. Lone Range Ranger, hired hand again. Deputy with a Gatling gun. Deputy with a Gatling gun, he's a light support. Deputy with a shotgun. Ranger with a heavy weapon. You have an interceptor, which is like a motorcycle, which is really, really cool. Again, the stat lines, all the stuff is in here. On that, you have a hyper velocity cannon, a cav rifle, and you have a PR-24 range of 1. So if you're going to be doing hand-to-hand combat, the pilot is going to be fighting you with a 1-inch range. Then that's your interceptor. Basically, those are your iron horses in a sense. You have a gyrocopter, which is a light support. And then you have the Ironhide Lawman. It's a heavy support. Looks like some sort of, again, it's some sort of truck vehicle. Has a mini cannon on. Has crew-mounted rifles, Gatling gun, cow ram, and loaded rockets. So that's and then you have the Judgment, which is the big boy. Is a train. It's got a rail cannon, Judgment ram, crew-mounted rifles, and loaded net launcher. So there you go, trying to catch those crooks. So that's your first faction that's located in this box here, is basically the Law Dogs. Then we have the next group, which next group we have here. So you have several factions in this group. You have Pancho Villa, again, who's a boss. You have Ponce de Leon. You have Felipe Espinoza. Jean Newport is an underboss. You have Heraclaude Bernal, sidekick. Sofia Antonella. Procipico. Long-range dirt farmers, again, that's a hired hand. You've got dirt farmers. You've got close combat dirt farmer. Rocket Conquistador. Mounted Conquistador. And you have a Havoc cannon. Again, what's that got? Broadside cannon, range 36. It is right there. All that, and it uses a blast radius. It tells you right down there as well. Again, special rules are on the back. It's a light support. Then you got the heavy support, which you have the crawler buggy. Gatling gun, crew-mounted rifle, and a mini cannon is on there. So, again, this is your Pancho Villa crew. Then we have General Grant and his crew. So we've got a lot of different factions in here. General Grant, he's the boss. Again, last roundup is the name of the box that these all came out of. His influence, all the stats remain the same. They're on every card, everything is different. The faction is on the top left, the title of the character, what his ranking is. This is the box which it comes out, the last roundup box. His cost to use him and the weapons that he has, how he would be if he's doing hand-to-hand combat or close combat, and the special rules are on the back. So all the factions all the cards are all laid out identically the same, so it's easy to use. You have General Grant, who's the boss. You have Abe Lincoln, who's a boss. Nikola Tesla, who's a boss. You have Sirkan Abner, who's also a boss. Sirkan Nura. Then you go to underbosses. Altcap Siraj, Altcap Oran, Mimreg Zane, Mimreg Salto, Mimreg Bran, Mimreg Helios, Sipica, a hired hand, another hired hand. You got the Tumbler, which is a light support, again, which is like an iron horse there. Relic Hyper Cannon, Relic Pistol, Noise Plow, and a Purified Blade for close combat. Again, you have a couple of those Tumblers. You have the Spear of Light, which is another light support, but again, another iron horse. Relic Mini Cannon, Relic Pistol, Relic Dagger, and Smoke Grenades come off that one. So it gives you a lot of choices when you're setting up your crew. Again, if it's 1,000 points, you add up the cost. So if you want this guy on one of these bikes, so he's going to be 205 plus 140, so it's going to be 345. And if you're doing 1,000 points, then you got to figure whether that's worth using General Gan, or you want to use someone that's got a little bit, has similar stats as he does, but it can give you a little bit less of a cost. If he's 205, maybe you want to spend 200 or whatever it may be. Again, that's totally 100% your choice. You got the Pillar of Light again. You got a portal. That's cool. Got a couple portals. Tainted Walks Looking. That's another boss. Oh, sorry. This is in the portal. So that ends the General Grant's faction right there. We're going to change him up. Then we have another faction, the fourth one in the box, which is Tainted Walks Looking. He's the boss of this group here. So again, stats, cost, all that stuff you need to know here. It's got a Sconic Screech, Eagle Eye Crossbow, Demonic Blade, and a Bite. So these look like they could be kind of like a vampire or evil creature. So here's a boss, and he's special rules. You got Bighorn. You got Trader J.H. Bennett. He's an underboss. You got Ivanko as an underboss. Zombie Snake, sidekick. Tree Walker. Skinwalker. Also, you have some vampires and werewolves. You have Nekratu, the sidekick. Lightfoot, sidekick. Close Combat Savages, hired hands. Long Range Savages. Light Weapon Savage. You got a Berserker, their Iron Horse. Again, you got an RJ Axe, a Union Blaster Rifle, Gatling Gun, Mini Cannon, and Rocket Pods. These are all Berserkers. And then you have a Wendigo. That is your heavy support. Demonic Breath, the Reaper, Dark Antlers, and Twisted Hoof. Again, special rules are on the back of all these cards. So that's your fourth faction, which is kind of like werewolves and vampires. Then we have another group here. Another faction right here. You have Magenta Alpha, that's the boss. So they almost look like a group of aliens. No, the Grays. So you see them right there. So you got aliens. So this is like an alien force here. So you got Magenta Alpha. Who's your boss? Again, he's got a poison spike tail, bladed gauntlets, and all of his special rules are on the back. So I got Magenta Alpha, Verdian Alpha. You have Onyx Beta, who's an underboss. You got Verdian Beta, Mimic Prime. You got Verdian Beta again. You have Gray Elite, who's a sidekick. Onyx Destroyer, sidekick. Mimic Vixen. You have regular Grays. You have a Grav Cannon. Grav Cannon has a Grav Cannon on it. I'll see there's a picture of it. And then the cost, and of course on the back it has the special rules. Gray Heavy Weapon, light support. You have Warrior Scarabs. And you have the King Scarab. This has a corrosive spray, barbed legs, crushing claws, and a gaping maw. It almost looks like an alien creature. From the movie Aliens, obviously. It's got claws, which it does have, a gaping maw, a mouth that's really, really big, barbed legs, and corrosive spray. Only thing it doesn't seem to have is a tail. All right, so that is your fifth faction right there. All right, so then we have another faction here. We have William Quantrill. He's a boss too, and he's already on his Iron Horse. So you got electric noise gun, Springfield Special, Rebel Knife, and a nose plow. So you got Stonewall Jackson, Ben Hamilton, Marie Laveau, Confederate Terminator again, sidekicks, Corporal Franklin, Buford Nash, Sergeant Bell Wilson, Zombie Snake, Captain Williams, Close Combat Scouts, Long Range Scouts, Black Hoof Scout, Light Support, and you have Heavy Support, which would be the mole machine. So it looks like something comes up from the ground. It's got a flame launcher, it's got a sonic Gatling gun, and a mini cannon. And that is your William Quantrill faction. And then we have the heavy train. These are a scenario. So we're going to put that in the back here. Come back here. We have our underbosses, sidekicks. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't have all the other groups over here. Just want to make sure I'm not starting a deck where I should be. Okay, perfect. Got it. Let me go back to this again. So we have an underboss right there, Marcus Wayward. Sarah Icarus, sidekick. You got Slayin, who's a sidekick. You have Sasha Tanner. Sun Totem is a sidekick. Major Thomas R. Russell. Thomas Tobin Tate. The Wraith. Zarelda Kincaid. Dr. BTL, sidekick. Flowing River. HBot 44. Hicks Kincaid. So these M's are, I forgot to mention, these are all mercenaries. So you can hire these guys to put them into your faction. So if you want guys who, guys who are a little bit more hardened, you could take these guys and boom, put them in with your faction as well. So the M standing for mercenaries. Jake Mattia is a sidekick. Again, the cost. Jim Peterson. You got Longtree, sidekick. You got K-Free. Marcus Cunningham. You got Female Dark Council. Male Dark Council. H311 K9 sidekick dog. CCLE K9 sidekick. You got Booby Traps, Hired Hands. Blazer Iron Horse, a light support. So this one's got a blazing Gatling gun, a rifle, and a fist. You got a sand buggy. That's a light support. Again, sonic Gatling gun, mounted rifles, front bumper, and a wooden club. You got a flame truck, which is a heavy support. Flame launcher, molten mini cannon, a cow ram. And again, you have the heavy train, and the heavy train's got the main cannon, the Gatling gun, and the crew rifles. It's a structure, and it tells you all the special rules on the back. So I just had that out of order. So there you go. These are your mercenaries. So that's the end of deck 1. So in that deck, you had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You had the sheriffs. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factions, and you also had a group of mercenaries. Let us roll on to our next set of cards, which are also included in this behemoth of decks of cards. The last roundup again from Wild West Exodus miniatures game. So you have another legend stepping on. First you had Wyatt Earp. Now you've got Jesse James, the legendary boss. Again, you're going to have 2 cards, regular boss, legendary boss. Again, the stats are going to be a little bit different. The influence is different. The halo field is the same. The weapons that they use are a little different, but the costs are the main thing. So again, you're going to use him in a game. It's going to cost you 350 points. And if it's a 1,000-point game, that's a lot of points to use for just one character. Again, he's only with 200, so I would go with the regular boss versus going with the legendary card, depending on what type of adventure you're going on. So again, we have Jesse James boss. We have Billy the Kid, Billy Brocus. You have Jim Younger, Ike Clanton, the boxer, Chef, Cole Younger, Sadie Walker, Robert Younger, John W. Hardin, Laurie Anderson. Hired hands, Raider Long Range, Raider Close Range, Raider Close Combat, Bandit Long Range, Close Combat, Bandit Close Combat, Raider Long Range, Apache Kid, sidekick. You have Johnny Ringo, an underboss. Frank James, underboss. Jake Williamson is a sidekick, light support. Blackjack. Now again, your vehicles, you have your Dust Cutter, which is light support, Explosive Mine, Gatling Gun, Flamethrower, City Slicker, and Mini Cannon. Bandit Sniper, light support. That was out of order, okay. So you got Bandit Sniper, Bandit Heavy Weapon, who's a light support, a Bandit Heavy Weapon again. Outlaw Iron Horse again, which is one of the motorbikes. Cav Rifle, Gatling Gun, Mini Cannon, and rocket pods. That's your steel horse. Ironhide, the Outlaw Heavy Support. This is a Mini Cannon, crew-mounted rifles, Gatling Gun, cow ram, and loaded rockets. And you have, that's a different faction. I'll come back to that one. Okay. So there you go. You have Jesse James's crew. So again, all these are basically coming to you from the Wild West. I'll see. Okay, and then we also have. Then we have the next faction, which is a legendary Abe Lincoln, who is their boss. You have Edith Levon, Agent Fredrickson, you have George Custer, you have Robert Plinkerton, you have Dr. Tumblety, you have Willa Shaw, you have Willa Shaw Mounted, you have Major Sherman, Henry Courtright, Lucinda Lovelace, Sheridan, Sergeant Hopkins, UR-31 Military Bot. You have UR-31 Military Bot again, another military bot. You have Agent Blanche. You have Charger, Ranged Armored Guard, Close Combat Line Troop, Combat Armored Guard, Long Range Line Troop, Union Iron Horse, Fist, Cav Rifle, Gatling Gun, Mini Cannon, Rocket Pods. the Iron Eagle, which is a light support. Iron Eagle cannon, Gatling gun, steel body. Again, that's your light support. Then you have Union Gatling Trooper, which is light support. Union Rocket Trooper. Then you have Rolling Thunder, which is the heavy support, which is kind of like a tank. So you have a main cannon, mini Gatling guns, and a Constitution ram. And of course, then again, you have the Ironhide, which is Union heavy support, which has a mini cannon, crew-mounted rifles, Gatling gun, cow ram, and loaded rockets. So this would be your Union troop faction. Continuing to move forward, we have the next faction. Okay, so we have a Dr. Carpathian. He's a boss. FRKM. Gustav Eiffel. You have legendary Dr. Carpathian. Virgil Earp. He's enlightened. Thomas Edison. Creation 7, underboss. Vladimir Ursel. Creation 5. Dieter Kaufman. Harmony Ratchet. J.P. Smith. Apex Hellion, Mantis, Kyle the Black, John Younger, Yushi Yi, Tenshi Yi, Schultz Kaufman, Misty Mimus, Construct, hired hand, Abomination, another hired hand, Construct long range, Abomination long range, Monocav, which is a vehicle, light support, has a rapid cannons, nose plow, and front blades. You have Blaster Construct, which is a phonic blaster and a fist. Enlightened Iron Horse, light support. Again, another Iron Horse, another motorcycle, a fist, cav rifle, Gatling gun, mini cannon, and rocket pods. Again, Enlightened Iron Horse. Gatling Construct. You have the 10, 11, 12, 13 Gatling gun and a mechanical fist. You have the Doomsday, which is the heavy support, has a sonic Gatling gun, crew-mounted rifles, and a death ram. And then you have the Ironhide Enlightened heavy support, mini cannon, crew-mounted rifles, Gatling gun, cow ram, loaded rockets. Let's look in the back to see what it says what it does for Enlightened. Nope, doesn't have information. So go to the main rule book and it'll tell you what the term Enlightened means. These look like they're more of the they're creating monsters and more of a science side of things. It looks like to me right there, that faction right there, where they're dealing more with robotics. Okay, and last but not least, we have Sitting Bull Legendary. And before we go into that, we're going to say we have a Greater Spirit Totem. So you got the totem right there, influence is 1, your stat line cost is nothing in the back. I'll flip it over. Gives you some special rules, duplicate models, totem spirit influence. This model cannot be activated. This model provides 1 influence at the beginning of each turn to any 1 friendly model within 12 inches. Only the model within 12 inches of the spirit totem may use that influence token for its own dice roll. Strategic deployment. This model is deployed after regular deployment and can be deployed 10 inches further up the table than regular deployment. So that's just something special that they have there, which is a totem, which we'll put down here. So we have Sitting Bull Legendary, and we have Sitting Bull Spirit form. We have Geronimo. We have Sitting Bull, the regular boss. So if you look at the Legendary and boss and just a regular boss, it's right there. And the stats are more improved for the Legendary, but the cost is also higher, 315 versus 200. We have Iron Tooth boss, Chief Raven Spirit. You have Alcon the Sky Spirit underboss. You have Stone Fist, White Buffalo, Walks Looking, Hawkeye sidekick, Raven's Eye sidekick, Little Claw sidekick, Ironhawk sidekick, Spirit Apparition. You have Braves of the Great Spirit. Now you have hired hands, Close Combat Braves, Long Range Scalpers, close combat scalpers. Long range Braves, Energy Beast, light support. So it's a horse rather than an iron horse. It's a regular horse. It's got mounted hooves. It's got a serpent bow, a spirit bow, a spirit charge, tomahawk, and mounted fangs. Again, you have the Energy Beast. You have the Fire Bringer, which is flaming spirit bolts, tribal cannon, dagger, and the Gatling battery. Brave with spirit crossbow. That's a light support. It's out of order. Sorry about that. Then you have the Great Elk, which is a heavy support. It's got spirit breath, stone hoof, and great antlers. You have the Fire Eagle, which is heavy support. It's got spirit breath, a great beak, and an eagle talons. Death from above, small spirit totem. And then you have a greater spirit totem again. So your totems are in the back. I showed you that one first. And so this is also your Native American clan here. So you have 1, 2, 3. Well, you have the Union soldiers, which is right here with the legendary Abe Lincoln. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 factions. You have the Law Dogs, which is Wyatt Earp up here, who's legendary. And of course, you have your ones that you can hire in your mercenary deck as well. So you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different things that you can choose from included in this card pack. And that's everything that's included. And that concludes our unboxing for Wild West Exodus miniatures skirmish game. And this is the last Roundup character card deck for Wild West Exodus, brought to you by War Cradle Studios. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you can always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You can also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.